Greetings, I bid to Dr. Stefania. So today I will be presenting my research proposal entitled Teaching Preferences in the Post-Pandemic and its Impact on the Performance and Behavior of the Students. So my research proposal video presentation comprised of the following content. First, I would like to start with the introduction or the background of the study. So, in response to the pandemic, the Malaysian government introduced a collection of written instructions known as SOP. As a result, from this SOP, many schools were forced to shut down and shift into a new mode of teaching known as online learning. However, with the recent discovery of the vaccine for COVID-19, the Ministry of Education began to reopen schools throughout Malaysia under strict SOPs that include 50% capacity for each classroom and rotation system, whereby students will be divided into two groups. So the first group will be having face-to-face interaction, meanwhile the second group will have online learning. However, most schools were seen constantly shifting back and forth between online and face-to-face learning in response to the inconsistent rise of the COVID cases. This is apparent whereby the Malaysian government has introduced the National Recovery Plan, whereby each districts will be divided into 4 phases based on the number of cases. So the district with the highest number of cases will fall under the phase 1 in the National Recovery Plan. So in this phase, there will be restriction in terms of people's movement from one district to another, as well as the school will shift into online learning when they are in this phase. So this situation led to a study to find out which learning mode is preferred by the primary school teachers, especially in the post-COVID situation, and why it is preferred among the teachers, and what are the impacts in terms of the behavior and performance of the students. Now then, I will move on to the literature review. So, a case study by Stacy and Weisenberg 2007 indicates that the main factors affecting the preferences towards face-to-face learning is due to its effectiveness in teaching a more practical and technical courses. Similarly, a quantitative research by Nambiar 2020 suggests that the lack of clarity when it comes to regulating online classes among the teachers may translate into a poor learning outcome for students. So both of these studies are connected with each other, whereby Nambiar, the quantitative research by Nambiar, actually explain the reason for the ineffectiveness of online learning when it comes to teaching more practical and technical courses, because teachers were simply not given enough training or teaching practices, especially in online learning. On the other hand, preferences towards online learning are mainly due to its purpose as one of the preventive measures against the pandemic. So this is based on a cross-sectional study conducted by Saha Pranti, Rana, Islam, and Hossein 2021. So this study explained that explain high preference towards online learning, as the participants believe that online learning can actually stop or avoid the potential spread of the virus. Additionally, online learning is also found to be more time and place flexible. So this is based on a quantitative sociological survey by Gurius, Swain, Corcasio, and Stanici 2021. So this is apparent because students who were enrolled in online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic, they were given the opportunity, or they were able to participate in the teaching and learning in the comfort of their own houses. And the assignments and tasks that were given to them were mostly assigned by lecturers, and usually lecturers will assign a specific time frame for them to complete the task. So they were given ample time to complete all their tasks. Nonetheless, there is a lack of robust research or studies conducted from the perspective of primary school teachers and students on teaching preferences between online and face-to-face interaction. So this introduces us to the research gaps. Most research and studies that were conducted so far dealt with higher education institutes, whereby it involves colleges, universities. Besides that, the time frame of the previous study and research emphasized more towards or during the new normal. So there is a lack of research being made for the perspective of teachers in the post-COVID era. Last but not least, there is a lack of research or studies conducted to investigate the impact of the preferred teaching modes on the performance of the students. Therefore, the study that I am conducting aims to address this research gap, by taking a look at the perspective of primary school teachers on teaching preferences between online and face-to-face interaction, as well as its impact towards their students in terms of behavior and performance. Now then, we shall take a look at the research objectives. So the objectives of these studies were as follows. First, to identify the preferred teaching mode between online and face-to-face interaction among the primary school teachers in SKJ Baru Keningau. Second, to examine the reasons that influence the choice of the preferred teaching mode. And third, to find out the impact of the preferred teaching mode on the students' behavior and performance. Now, we shall proceed with the research questions. First question, which teaching mode is preferred among the teachers? Second, what are plausible factors that influence the choice of the teaching mode? Third, what are the significant impact of the preferred teaching modes on the students' behavior and performance? Now then, we shall take a look at the sampling method. So I have chosen purposive non-probability sampling. So my participant consists of 30 teachers from SK Jaya Baru. So it represents the total number of teachers in that school. Okay. Now for the methodology, so the research design that I have chosen is qualitative case study. So the data collection method consists of 3 methods, which involves interview consisting of 8 questions, qualitative survey 10 open-ended questions, and observation whereby document review will be made on students' work and performance record. So here are some sample interview and survey questions. So that is all from me. Thank you very much for your attention.